Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to give you a bit of a tour video of how our garden's doing so far towards the end of August here. And if you haven't seen our previous videos, make sure you go back to our channel so that you can see how it was towards the beginning of the season. We're going to get started here on our yellow wax beans, and they're just right here. And I'm actually going to harvest a few of these guys here today. So we're going to just take a look. We want them to be a decent size. And there's quite a few on here, so I'm just going to pull them off. And we're just going to spend some time today filling up our baskets. So, yeah, quite a few on here. We've been harvesting these pretty much weekly for the last couple weeks. And they just keep blooming. They're almost done now, though, as I can tell. They're starting to yellow and die off now, so nothing wrong with that. It's quite windy here today, like it usually is. So, just trying to enjoy the weather. So I hope you can hear me all right today with that wind that's happening. But there's a few beans. We've got quite a few more, so we'll just keep adding them to our basket. Very happy with how these ones grow and how little space they take up in the garden though. So overall, really pleased with the wax beans in the bush style. And if you have a chance to grow these in your own garden, I highly recommend it. Well, as they start to die off like this is what we'll save for seed pods. And there's the beans inside, so we can replant those next year if we want. So we'll hang on to that too. After that, we've got our leek patch. Leeks are doing good. I'm not going to be harvesting any of these today. They're not quite ready for it yet. Want them to girthen up a little bit longer. And as I've mentioned in previous videos, these guys don't mind the cooler weather, so we can wait a little bit longer and wait until the end of September, hopefully, to be able to harvest those. But our season is starting to wrap up here where we are in Alberta, so a lot of stuff is finishing. Next, we've got our onion patch. So this first set of onions here, these ones here are Calabra onions. So they're a nice yellowish color. They're looking really nice. We've only got, I think, one in there that's got its stalk starting to fall over. So those are the onions that I've been harvesting first so that I can use for cooking. Our next ones are our red wings. So those are a nice red onion. Really like the red onions, so we tried to grow quite a few of those this year, and they're doing pretty good overall. Super happy with the overall size and the amount of them that managed to survive the transplanting in the spring and throughout the season, so that's great. Our next ones are our Alyssa Craig onions. They're looking fantastic. We've got a couple that have started to droop on those ones, and I have harvested an Alyssa Craig onion already. So those other ones in there, we will be harvesting them over the next little bit. And I might even grab one now and add it to our basket. Mine's, well, that one's a nice size in there. So let's see what we've got. Don't want to step on anything in here as I reach. There we go. You just got to give them a gentle pull. So that's a nice little size onion. So we'll save that for our dinner later on. That'll be nice. There's a few other ones in there that we can harvest soon as well. So that's great. And then after these guys, we used to have garlic here, and that's all been harvested. So if you haven't seen that video yet, go back and check out that video. But we've got some celery still here. This celery is still pretty small, so hopefully it gets a little bit bigger as we do move into September over the next week. But it's not quite ready for harvesting yet. We do have celery over there, though, that we will be harvesting. We're going to grab a couple carrots today. So I did bring my trowel out with me today because sometimes our carrots are pretty tough in here. So I'm just going to use my trowel to dig straight down kind of around the carrot so I can loosen it up. And that way I can pull up. Nice girth to that guy. He's pretty fat. There's one. There's another one. And then I'm just going to kind of pull from the general area where they are. So these are pretty nice looking sized carrots. Oh, I just broke that one, so I'll have to dig him out. Let's see what we've got. He's going to be a good size. Let's see. It's always the thing with carrots is sometimes they get stuck in there. There we go. He's a nice sized carrot as well. So when I am harvesting my carrots before I put them in the basket, I do like to rip their tops off. Sometimes I need to use my pruners to do that. But right now it's working pretty good like this. Let's see if we can get some colored carrots in here as well. Let's see if I can find some. So what I'm looking for in the colored carrots is towards my back rows. Some will have purpley colored leaves on them towards the base of the carrots. So those are the ones I'm looking for. Going to loosen the soil around them a little bit. Pull some of the ones around it. There you go. That's a nice purple carrot. Once again, I'll rip the tops off those guys. See if we can get another purple one here. I think I see another one. Yeah. There we go. Oh, that's a nice fat one. Love the purple carrots. We also have a yellow carrot in there, like a whitish color, and more orange ones along this row as well. There's another big guy. See if we can get him as well. Well, yeah, that's our purple carrots. They're looking quite nice. Just add them to our basket. There we go. And then, oh, don't want to forget my trowel. After our carrots, we do have this tomato patch here. We spent a bit of time roping it all up, trying to get the tomatoes up. They haven't quite started to really turn red yet, but I do see some starting to turn color. So I'll get in here over the next week and trim up some more leaves in here and give it some more room to have some more air. And then hopefully we'll get some more color in these guys. As I mentioned a little bit earlier in our video, here's our other celery. So this one here is doing a little bit better. We've got some girthier stalks. Still a little bit skinny though. So I'm actually not going to harvest any of it quite yet. Give it another week or two. Celery likes lots of water, so we've been watering it lots. And so is the cucumber behind it. So these ones here are pickling cucumbers. And I'm not sure how many we're going to find. They've been growing lots. There's some really little ones. And I've been trying to convince it that that's the way it wants to be. There we go. Keep it going. Not seeing too many on this guy right now. I see one down here though. It's one. There's a little guy. There you go. We'll add those in. Walk around the back side here, see if we've got some more. Did just harvest a bunch of pickles from here the other day, or cucumbers, so not pickles yet. And then I am also going to sneak over here. We've got some green peppers hiding, so I'm going to take a peek over here just to see how they're doing. Really nice looking plants, size overall. There's a couple peppers. These are bell peppers developing, so really pleased with that. And as long as we continue to have some warm weather going into September, we should be able to get some bell peppers off there. So that's super exciting. Not seeing too many cucumbers on here, but that's okay because I know there's some other ones on our slicing cucumber. And that's right here. So there's a nice one of those. So these ones here are a slightly different cucumber. Grab this little guy here so you can kind of see the difference in color, slightly different in texture. They both have a bit of a spiky texture to them until you kind of rub that off. But this one here is made more for slicing. So that's a nice size one, and we'll see if we've got any other ones. They like to hide in here. Oh, there's a big guy. They just snap right off so easily though, so it's so nice. Keep convincing them to go up. Lots of shoots from them now though. And they've been growing quite happily over the last couple of weeks, and we get quite a few of these good sized cucumbers. Our one son will eat them whole if they're the right size, so we try and get them picked a little bit smaller than this for him. That's really nice slicing cucumbers so far. Better check this other side quickly so that I don't leave anything too big. We wouldn't want to have something get out of control size out here, 'cause that's never fun. Let's see if we can convince this to go up as well. It's a little bit prickly, the texture of these cucumbers. So there we go. That should help. Right here we've got some hot peppers. These ones are here mostly chili pepper, I believe. There could be a couple jalapenos. They were just kind of leftovers. There's nothing that's really turned color yet, so nothing quite ready to harvest, but lots of growth on these guys. So overall, happy with those. Let's take a quick peek at this zucchini. So let's see, I'm not seeing anything that's really like saying harvest me today. That one's starting to be a good size. The fun thing about zucchinis is their flowers are edible as well. So if you're getting way too many zucchinis and your plant's still flowering away, take the flowers off and stuff them with like a ricotta cheese or something like that, or cheese you like, and fry them, and they're super yummy as well. So that's another use for your zucchini plants. And then we're gonna jump back out of the garden. Basket's already starting to fill up nicely. We're gonna go check the raised planters. We'll grab a couple beets. So first we are gonna grab, oh, this one looks like it's a good size. So this one's one of our candy cane striped beet. And same thing with my carrots. I do like to trim away the leaves on it. Use my pruners for that one before I put them in my basket. That way I'm hopefully not bringing in too many bugs as well. So that one's a candy cane striped one. Let's see if I've got a nice looking golden one here too to show you. There's a nice gold one. So these ones we really like for roasted vegetables on the barbecue or in the oven. Barbecue's the best at this time of the year though. So that's another one there. Let's grab a couple more. This guy looks like a really large candy cane one. So yeah, they're looking really nice. Really happy with these beets overall. I'm just taking these ones, the candy cane ones and the golden ones, kind of as we've wanted to eat them. So thinning them out as we go a little bit. See if I can find another nice golden size one that's easy to see. Might leave all those guys. There's a little guy. We'll pull him. A little big guy, actually. He's a good size. So there we go. So they're a nice golden colored beet. And just like the outside here, the color, this flesh on the inside is pretty much the same. It's even a little bit more yellow. And then while we're here, we're also going to grab some thyme. So this thyme here has gone to flower, so I'm not going to grab much from this guy here. He's going to reseed himself and help this patch grow a little bit thicker. But this guy here is not so far in the blooming, so I'm going to grab just a couple little sections, trim it away. There we go. Get a little handful of thyme, add that to my basket. Let's see if we can get some oregano as well. We'll have to trim back some of these seeds, the old blooms. There we go. And we can get some oregano. Add that to our basket. We also have another small oregano back in there. We'll also grab some of this rosemary, one of my favorites. Give it a nice haircut. So our goal with these ones here is that they are to be perennial herbs, and hopefully they'll all grow back. And then up here we've got some lettuce that we've allowed to go to seed. It's kind of looking crazy, but at the same time it's almost pretty. So quite like it there. We'll just leave it be for now. Looking a bit messy around the bottom, but that's okay. In this last bed we've got some more red beets. We've pulled most of these ones now and processed them into pickled beets. But let's see if we can grab a nice size one for tonight or with our dinner. They're that nice deep red color. And yes, I do just leave my leaves all over the place. I clean them up every so often, and that's just what it is. We're also going to grab some of this pineapple sage here. It's got such a sweet smell. I'm hopeful that this guy will grow back. I'm not 100% sure what his zone is though. So, gonna have to wait and see. A lot of sages will grow back though, so fingers crossed. And next year we'll have to let you know on that. Oh, it smells so good. Wish you guys could smell that one. Add that to the basket. This is what we got so far. It's looking pretty good. Let's carry on. We're gonna head over here. We're gonna check out our ever-bearing strawberries. Looks like we do have quite a few here that we should be able to grab. So let's grab some strawberries too. Recently there's been quite a few bees in this patch, so you do have to keep that in mind while you're reaching in here. And some have been eaten just because we've been allowing them to kind of be left alone at times. It's good to allow them to go back to seed as well, because every strawberry is covered in seeds, right? All these little specks. Just keep collecting some. Just beside this strawberry patches are more native strawberries, and they're doing quite well as well. Lots of spreadage on those guys. Oh, that's a shame. That's a nice size one, and he's been eaten a bit. Still lots though. Lots of strawberries. So we like having this type of strawberry too. This patch is finally starting to kind of take off. It's been a particular patch, like it likes certain conditions. There's a big wasp in there, so I'm not going to reach in there either with over there. We'll let those guys be. Sometimes they win. Throw those in that basket. Next, we've got this zucchini here on this corner. So let's see if we've got anything worthwhile. I am going to have to get in here over the next couple days and clean up some of these leaves in here off the ground and such, so that it's got some better airflow. I find that's important so that we keep any signs of powdery mildew or anything like that away. So there's a big guy in here. There's a stalk. I do like to use my pruners sometimes on the zucchini so that I don't break their stems. That's quite the weird shaped stem, but it's a nice size zucchini. In the basket it goes. Always want to double check your zucchinis though, because you never know when there's one hiding, and then you end up with a monstrous size zucchini that you weren't expecting. There we go. There's another one. That one's a little bit smaller, still good size. And then we're going to take a quick look at our pumpkins. Quite a few pumpkins on here already. Some are starting to grow to be a really nice size, so I can't wait to show you guys some of these. So a couple nice small ones there in that corner. I think 4 or so that are growing really nicely. And then we got this guy here who's starting to look real nice size, so that's going to be a nice pumpkin. Not sure if I should kind of be rotating him a bit or anything like that, but he's looking good. And then we've got a couple rogue tomatoes here that have been being taken over. Please excuse the wind. Sorry about the volume if it's tricky. But there's a pumpkin hiding in there, and he's growing as well. So these tomatoes may be coming out sooner than later because that pumpkin will win. So that's a nice shaped one too. There's also a couple other ones hiding within the patch. Really excited about that. Wow. So I'm going to guess we're at about 30-kilometer winds right now, maybe a little bit faster. We do get quite heavy winds here. On an average, we sit around 40 to 50 quite regularly. We do get to see them up into the 70s as well. So we're getting used to it, that's for sure. These are our Roma tomatoes along here. I'm not going to be taking any of these today, but I did spend some time earlier today cleaning up the bases of all of them, getting rid of all the dead leaves down there, and just allowing the tomatoes themselves to get some sunlight on them so that they can start to grow. I did also top a lot of my plants, so that means cutting the top little bit off, or the top leaves and flowers off like this, and that is just to help send the energy down into the tomatoes that are already there, because with the way our season is, we're not going to be able to get any new tomatoes to grow to size probably, because we only have into September. So we want to make sure that the tomatoes that are on the vine right now do get a chance to grow. And then along this fence we have the remainders of our peas. Any peas that are left along here will be used mostly for seed. Our dogs absolutely adore these peas, so we try and keep them up as long as possible so that we can give them snacks as well, because it's one of their favorite things. Absolutely love them. But super happy with that. This big empty patch was our potatoes, so if you haven't had a chance to see that video, make sure you go back to our channel and find the potato harvesting video where we show you what this end of the patch gave us. We took this patch out in a couple different concessions to make it a little bit easier on us, and with our storage, the way our storage works for our potatoes, so that we're not having potatoes absolutely everywhere all at once. And then after our empty patch here, we've got our bean corner. So our beans, our green beans here, the climbing ones, are basically done now. They're also dying off, and there is quite a few beans left, but they've gotten quite large and girthy, so these are going to be left here to dry out, and then we'll use these as our seeds for these as well. We managed to save quite a few of these green beans as well. I have a whole freezer bag full as well. So, and we also have these canned from previous years as well. So super pleased with them and really happy with the way this corner turned out overall, looks wise, aesthetics. It's nice to have something pretty to look at. A couple marigolds on the front corner here. It's always nice to have some of those. Then we've got our small asparagus patch. Hopefully this will continue to grow over the years and spread out. It's definitely been struggling with the winds over the last little bit. I can tell by the way the soil is pulled at the bases of them, but that's okay. We will be cutting this down shortly as we get into the fall and cleaning it up so that we will till the remainder of the garden, excluding spots like this asparagus, our strawberries, rhubarb, where our garlic will be, things like that. And then these guys will get given some fresh hay this year, or straw, to help insulate them for our cool winters. And now we're at our other little bit of herbs that we have over here. So I'm going to get some basil from back in here. It's kind of hard to see right now as it's kind of hiding in behind my dill plant. So my dill's getting quite large, but we're going to get some basil here. We're just going to give us some good trims. So there's some basil. Some of this has gone to flower, but that's okay. It will change the flavor of your basil overall. So it's important to make sure you are pruning your basil regularly so it won't go to flower too quickly. And then we're going to prune this savory back a bit and get some savory as well. So that's that one there. Oh, it all smells so good. We'll also grab a couple dill flowers here as well as we're here. So the dill flowers also look nice in arrangements, but they are quite fragrant, so you have to like that. It's better in an outdoor arrangement than an in the house one. Slide that stuff in there as well. And then we've got our Brassica patch. So we are going to harvest this cabbage here, and I'm not too sure how edible it's going to be because the caterpillars have definitely been winning out on us, and I'm not sure how full of it will be. We're also dealing with right now a flea beetle. So there's actually one right here, this little tiny black guy. So I can see that they are also causing some damage here to our cabbage. So we'll see how it looks when we take the couple layers of leaves off and see if it's actually going to be edible. This one here, I think I'm just actually going to pull the whole plant to start. There we go. I'm going to trim this back. I like to use a knife for these because this is going to be quite thick. So this is probably thicker than what my pruner should cut to. So hopefully this, there it goes. Then we're going to start cleaning these leaves off from the bottom. I wish I had my bucket here. I'll have to go clean all this up after. And we're just going to keep cleaning up the bottom here. I'm not seeing too many caterpillars on the other side of these leaves, so that's kind of promising. We're just going to keep cleaning this up. Definitely some damage in here though, so we'll have to rinse all this off before we get it inside. As you can see all this damage in here? Some poop in there as well, so we'll rinse all this off and take a good look at it, give it a really good clean. I'm not, like I mentioned, 100% sure it will be edible, but as we kind of take back those layers, you know, it's looking a little bit more promising, so we'll take a look at it. We'll see how that one goes. Also, not going to put that in my basket right now. I'm going to collect that after. He's just a bit dirtier than I'd like to be in my basket. I am going to harvest this broccoli here though as well. He's looking pretty good. So this here I will allow to soak in a vinegar mixture so that any caterpillars that are on it, you know, come off it. See some on the leaves. There probably is some hiding up in here, but overall it's not looking too bad. So we'll take a good look at it inside and see what we've got. Let it soak for a bit. If you know, if there's bugs on it, at least you know that it's definitely organic and hasn't been sprayed with anything, because those guys are alive. So there's positives to it as well. We'll just give him a good clean and we'll see what he looks like after he gets his cleaning. Add him in. All this broccoli here has gone to a flower, so we're hoping to get some seeds from it. I did plan on pruning a lot more of it back, but these white cabbage moths have been pretty relentless. They have calmed down over the last week or so as our weather's been cooling, especially at night. But as you can see, there's still quite a few of them. So that's why I'm worried about there being caterpillars in that broccoli. So we'll find out once we get that inside. Our last brassicas that we have in this garden are our Brussels sprouts. Overall, we do have some Brussels growing, but I know for a fact that the caterpillars are definitely causing an issue with those guys, for sure. So that being said, I'm not sure how many Brussels we will get, but at least we're allowing them a chance to grow. Next year, we are definitely going to make a solid frame for them so that they can grow, because there's definitely some damage on these guys in here. So I don't think we'll be getting Brussels, but we're going to keep allowing it to grow, see what happens. Sometimes they'll bolt and give us seeds, so that's always a positive as well. So I've been allowing them to kind of grow in the hopes that maybe we can get seeds from them as well. But that's basically it for our tour / harvesting this time around. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't had a chance to see our previous videos, make sure you go back and see those on our channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.